Hi traders, and welcome to today's ACY Securities Forex Market Analysis. My name is Duncan Cooper and I will be your host. Today we'll be focusing on the Australian dollar to the US dollar and the Australian dollar to the Japanese yen. So first we'll look at the news items coming out for the day, and then we'll have a look at the charts. Hi traders, just on the economic calendar at FinLogic, and I've just filtered out just the high items for the week. So I just want to see what news items can affect the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. That's the one I'm reviewing today. So into Wednesday we've got China news coming out and Japanese news. NBS manufacturing for China and consumer confidence. Those two things could affect the Aussie yen. Into Thursday, the Tankan Large Manufacturing Index for Japan, Australia Balance of Trade, and the cakes and manufacturing. All those items could affect the Aussie yen on Thursday, so watch those. And the big one for the week is the US non-farm payroll, the job figures. Okay, so for sure, make sure you're aware of when all those items are coming out. Alright, first up I want to review the Aussie dollar, US dollar before I get into the Aussie yen, so let's get to the charts. And here's the Aussie dollar. Now I reviewed this about 4 weeks ago, I think it was the 1st of June, and you can go and watch that review at the link below. But before I get into the Aussie yen, I just want to review what is happening on the Aussie dollar, because both tend to follow each other. So on the 1st of June I was looking at the monthly, anticipating that a lower top may be coming in, and I was correct, and we've had a month down. So we've been failing at this resistance at 78.35 over a number of months, and we're starting to put in a lower top moving down, so that's obviously negative for the Aussie. On the weekly, what we're seeing is that we're now having a break of a low to a lower low, so the trend is down, and I discussed that we were potentially getting a left shoulder head, right shoulder forming, which has come into play, and the weekly trend is clearly down. And on the daily, we're seeing the same thing, moving to a lower low, trying to put in a lower top here. Now I just want to put a fib in, and this is across the high of the month to the low of the month. And what I'm anticipating on the Aussie US dollar is that this might just move a bit further up into the range, maybe to daily resistance at 76.45, but I'd like to see it just move up into the 62% fib retracement area before, as we head into next month, potentially further move down. Now with that in mind, that's negative obviously for the Aussie US dollar, and the Aussie yen tends to follow the same kind of trend. So with that in mind, if I'm going to be seeing negativity on the Aussie US dollar, then bear that in mind as we go through a top-down analysis of the Aussie yen. So here's the monthly of the Aussie yen, and what I've done is I've put in monthly resistance up here at 84.53, and the last broken level of resistance now support at 78.46, and I'm anticipating that we're failing at this level. We've been failing here now for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th month. We've had a month down, so that's negative. And I'm anticipating this might pull back from this failed resistance level to support over the next month or 2 months. Okay. So at the moment though, the trend is clearly up. We've got a higher bottom, higher top, but the last 5 months we've been holding at this level of resistance. And this major range from high to low, if we put a fib in, we are starting to fail, or at least hold at, the 79% retracement level. So maybe this is a long-term retracement, and we might be over many months seeing a failure here to move for the long term back down. Okay, but that's going to take a long time, but I'm just anticipating that might be just the look and feel of the Aussie yen. Alright, let's just tidy things up a bit. So that's the monthly. The trend is up, but I'm feeling like we might be failing here and we might get a pullback. And if that pullback starts to occur, I'm looking to target 78.46 as a long-term target at the moment. So to the weekly, and we're seeing a downtrend on the weekly. We've got a lower top, lower bottom, and on the MACD I can see that when we put the final top in up here, we did have some negative divergence, so that was just confirming the possibility of a change in trend which we've got. And it's a very rough looking one, but maybe there's a bit of a left shoulder, head, right shoulder in here as well. But overall we have a downtrend, lower top, lower bottom. We had a positive week last week, and I'm just expecting maybe we'll just have a week up and we might come and test this monthly resistance level once more. Time will tell. So let's get to the daily now. And I'll put in daily resistance. There's a number of them. If I just go back to the weekly a moment, I just want to put in weekly up here, weekly resistance at 83,972. Because we're just holding at that level at the moment. And I'll just put in this resistance up here as well, 85.18. Alright, so that's my weekly resistance at 83.97, and a further level up at 85.18. And if I want to put support in at the moment, it would be from here at 82.28. But I'm more concerned about where resistance is, because we're moving back up to resistance and hopefully holding. Alright, so down to the daily. So you can see those levels I put in. There's weekly support. This is weekly resistance just here. Now on the daily, it is a bit tight and maybe hard to see, but there's a couple of resistance levels here, 84.30 and 84.38. Price might come up to those levels. So let's get those in, 84.30. And 38 is a bit tight in here at the moment. Alright, got those in. Now in terms of trend on the daily, same as the weekly, we've moved through the last higher low here down to a lower low, and we're potentially putting in a lower top here at the moment. The MACD might want to start to come up. If it does, that might just help this move up for a deeper retracement. Time will tell. So I'm going to put a fib in, and then we'll drop down to the 4-hour chart. Now this is actually the high of the month, like I did on the Aussie dollar. High of the month to the low of the month, and we're just pulling back up within the monthly range at the moment. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. There it is. So at the moment, this is the weekly level of resistance here, and that's at 83.97. We've moved above that a little bit, and just got above the 62% retracement level, and we've fallen back down. And the trend on the 4-hour chart now is down. We've moved to a lower low, and this is crossed down. Now we may have already failed and put our top in just above the 62% level, just ahead of these daily resistance levels here at 84.30 and 84.38, and a little bit further up we've got our monthly resistance. Now the level that I'm really keen on, if we could get up there using the fib tool, is the 79% retracement of the monthly range with the monthly resistance level at 84.53. That would be a great level to sell at if it could get up there, but maybe we've already failed. Time will tell. So if I just draw in and color code for you, the 79% level to the 62% level is there. Now we've already moved into that level and we moved back out, but we've got some news items coming out for the week, and even though this is starting to look a bit negative on the 4-hour chart, that we might be already moving down, some positive news could just jump this up and give you the opportunity to sell at a higher price. So I am going to be monitoring the 62% level and the 79% level. So it's really in between 84.50 and 8400 level. If I can see a spike up here and failure, I'm going to drop to a lower time frame and look for a sell opportunity, and then I'm going to be targeting for long term the monthly support level that I discussed before. A monthly support comes in at 78.46. So if you could sell at 84.50, targeting 78.50 down here, that would give you a risk reward of 1 to 6, which that would be great over the long term. If you got in around about the 84 level and you're risking 100 pips, then that would give you a risk reward of about 5 to 5. So just to review again, if you could sell at 84.50 with a stop at 85.50, targeting monthly support at 78.46, so let's call it 78.50, that would give you a risk reward of 1 to 6. If you got in a little bit lower at the 8400 level, then you'd have a risk reward of 5.5. Now that's certainly an achievable target if the downtrend remains. So watch the news items coming out. Price could well spike up, give you opportunity to sell at a higher price for the next decline. Alright, that's my analysis for today. Have a great trading week. I look forward to seeing you next time.